Welcome to 1 to 7 Games. My name is Ryan Shelton, and I want to show you how to play the very first card game I ever made. It's Heavens and Earth. The mechanic, basically, the game is higher or lower, and so the different cards are going to factor into that. As a reminder, I do not own the artwork, so please don't use that, but you're welcome to use my cards as you see working. But I'm also going to show you that you can use a regular deck of playing cards. So there are 4 different kinds of cards in this game. So we have the Heavens Kingdom, so those would be the hearts and the diamonds. So the 9 of heart, that goes with the little number 9. I think you can see the 9. The clubs and spades would be the Earth Kingdom. So 1 to 11 is an ace. That means it can be 1 or 11. That factors in the game. You can use it as an ace or as an 11, 1 or as 11. It kind of works in that fun way. There is some special rules where clubs and spades are different, but I wouldn't worry about that to start to play. You don't really need it to have fun, to be honest. You actually need to add a 5th suit of cards from another game. So those are going to be your mystics. They have numbers, and they become the other cards. And finally, the jokers. There should be 2 jokers. You can just use those as, they're basically wild cards. They can play any cards. I use mine as spirits and kind of the theme of the game. You will need a way to keep track of points. Basically, you play to whoever wins the most points. You can go to 10, 5. I usually go to 10. First player to get 10 points wins the game. So if you are making a deck from playing cards, get a deck of 52 cards. Take out all the face cards. You'll need the 2 jokers. You could get by without them, but those are the wild cards. But basically, the diamonds and hearts become the heavens cards. So you have 2 of each ace through 10. Remember the ace, if I can find an ace, the aces become 1 and 11. So that's important. And then you have the clubs and spades, again, 1 through 10. That's how you can make your own deck of these cards really easily. I'm going to play through a game to kind of give you an idea how it's played. You can play it with 2 to 7 players around in a circle. I'm going to play it with 2 players and control both of them a little bit. So basically, each player gets 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you turn the next card over to put it into play. Now, the key is whatever the card is in play, the kingdom doesn't matter. It's just the number. It is just the number 7. So what comes into play is your heavens cards have to be higher than 7 to play them, whereas your ground cards, they have to be lower than 7. So again, the cards in your hand is when it matters what kingdom. So heavens cards need to be play above the number. Earth kingdom cards need to be play below the number. So almost all these cards work. So 6 is below 7, so you can play that. 3 is below 7. This is a wild card. You can play it whenever, so you kind of want to save that. Remember, this is 11 or 1. It counts as 11 or 1. So it is higher. 11 is higher than 7, so you can play that. The 6 is not higher than the 7, so I could not play that hawk. So I'm basically going to play, I'm going to throw this 3 in here. So now that is in play. It's no longer an earth card. That doesn't matter. Just the number matters. So it's just the number 3. So again, all these space cards, they have to be higher than that number 3. So I cannot play the warrior. Since it's an earth card, 4 is higher than 3. It cannot be played. But I can play the 6, the 7, the 3, or the 9, since they're all above the 3. I'm going to play this 6. So again, now what's important, there's a 6 in hand. And I want to use that to show a little bit about ties, which is really important. You can not only play ties when they're the same kingdom. So this is 6 and 6, but they're not the same kingdom, so I cannot play this. But I can play this hawk because they're both heavens kingdoms. So that's the only time I can play an equal card. Put the 6 in there. So again, now it's just a 6. Doesn't matter that it's heavens card. Again, my 3 heavens cards got to be higher than 6. That one is. That is not. So I can't play clouds there. I can play my giant lord 9. And my 4 is under 6, so I can play that. And a little bit of strategy, I want to hold on to my earth card because I want to be able to slide it under something. And a higher number can be hard for heavens cards. So I'm going to put that 9 there. So now that pile is 9. So again, I have my earth card 6, which can go under 9. I have my wild card, and I have this card, which can do anything. I like to kind of save that till the end in case I really need it. So I know I'm going to go out because these two cards can be played at about any time. So I'm going to slide that 6 under the 9. So now that's a value of 6. I can play that warrior, but I'm going to play this 7 because 7 is higher than 6 since that's a heavens card. I'm going to play my 1 and 11. And then I'm going to play the cloud since that's a hard card. Wild card. And then I can play anything. Both players went out, so they each get a point. So that's the only thing that happens there. They only get a point each because they both went out. That's why you can have ties. You can play to 10. If one player got out more cards than the other player, they would get an additional point. So that happens on occasion too. Let me show you how that ending would look. So I've got a 7 in value. So this player has a 6 earth card. So that can go under the 7. Now it's a value of 6. This has a value of 6. Since it's a heavens card, it's not underneath the earth kingdom. This player is out. So this player over here gets 1 point for going out, and then a second point for getting rid of more cards than their opponent. I'm going to show you how to add in the mystic cards. So we're going to say this is the card in play for right now. You'll notice it's a mystic, and it's 7. So normally the kingdom doesn't matter, but in this case it does. Since this is a mystic, I cannot play a mystic on a mystic. So I would not be able to play this card on this one. I have to play a different one. But let me show you how the mystic works. This is the only time that whatever card is in play. So let's say the player over here played this 10 of the Earth Kingdom, dirt. Now this mystic, because an Earth Kingdom is in play, becomes an Earth card. And so because it's an Earth card, it has to play under 10, which it can do. So it becomes an Earth card it can play. However, if this player over here would have played lightning, which is a heavens card for 8, the mystic then becomes a heavens card. And it has to be above the number. So 6 is not above 8, so you couldn't play it. So that's how mystics basically become whatever card's in play. And it's the only time the card in play matters. So again, it can't play on a mystic. If it's a wild card, you could of course play it because the wild becomes anything you want it to be. Or a 10, 11, and 1. It can also be played on that as well. So that's how you play Heavens and Earth. That's the basics. I have some advanced rules, but I don't think they really add much to the game. I would love to hear your feedback to kind of what you think works, doesn't work. I have gotten to play test this one a lot and have had a lot of fun with it. Also, please don't hesitate to reach out with questions on my email. My email is 1 to 7, the word 2, 1 to 7 games@gmail.com.